We, Group 8, would like to present our competitive advantage analysis on Hyundai and Toyota in Indonesia in 2022. First thing first, we would like to introduce ourselves. We are from class LB66, Multinational Corporation Global Strategy and Social Responsibility, Bina Nusantara University Faculty of Humanities International Relations students. Our group consists of Dita Ayu Ramadanti, Putri Utami, Rizky Hadi, Syakira Gaisani, Tiara Sahila, and our lecturer is Dr. Rosena Aji Afandi, SEMM D5843. Let us start the presentation. We will first introduce the background of the company and also the competitors that we have choose. The company we choose is Hyundai Motor Company. Is a South Korean multinational automotive manufacturer with its headquarters in Seoul, South Korea. Founded in 1967, Hyundai operates the world's largest integrated automobile manufacturing facility in Ulsan, South Korea. The competitor we choose is Toyota. Toyota Motor Corporation is a Japanese multinational automotive manufacturer and is one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the world with its headquarters in Toyota City, Aichi, Japan. Toyota was founded and incorporated on August 28, 1937. The reason why we choose Hyundai is because the company is starting to spread its wings in Southeast Asia, to be more specific in Indonesia. And why we choose Toyota as our competitor company? Because Toyota is one of the biggest companies in the car industry and has made many products that are very popular and have a large market. The country that is our expansion destination is Indonesia. The reasons why we choose Indonesia is because consumers in Indonesia like MPV and SUV. Well, Hyundai has also prepared a lot of high-tech products in the MPV and SUV segments. In addition, Hyundai also sees many resources that can be utilized for the production and export needs of Hyundai from Indonesia to other countries. But before we jump up to the analysis, we would like to explain the history of MNC and some expansion theory. The history of MNC. The idea of MNC was originally put forward by John Locke, who was a liberalist. John Locke explains the concept of freedom, which is divided into three, namely freedom of speech, freedom of assets, and freedom of competition. At that time, liberals in particular gave an opinion to the elite and the state government that increasing the economy of a country could not only be done by owning state assets such as land. However, there was another way, namely by imposing a tax on everything that was done by the people, which made the elites of the state and government at that time become interested in opening a business.
So why does MNC have a natural expansion? Multinational corporation, or what we call MNC, is a company that operates in its home country, which has the branches in all the countries in the world. However, the nature of an MNC to expand is to increase the company's competitiveness because it's capitalized on the core competence and capabilities in order to gain the competitive advantage in foreign markets as in the domestic market, as well as to expand the abundance of investors around the world, as they reflect in the cost of the share. Why is this competitiveness is critical? Because the company must have a high competitiveness in order to survive in the current era of the hyper competitions in order to have a place in the market. However, this becomes more crucial when the orientation is not just existence but the achievement of winning. Choose MNC competitiveness. There are two actors in MNC competitiveness, namely market actors and non-market actors. Market actors are people, businesses, or organizations that influence the market availability. The role market participants or companies is to facilitate the manufacture or service or product that they provide to the community. Non-market actors, namely those who have influence on the economy from the outside the market system. Non-market forces include societal institutions or organizations, be they economic, political, social, and cultural, government, media, lobbying, and so on. Prior to expansion analysis must be carried out, and carrying out the analysis always involve market participants and not market participants.
So, to analyze the interaction of MNCs with market and non-market actors, value chain analysis tools and 5-Porter force are used for market actors, and diamond theory for non-market actors. A tool to integrate MNCs in expansion and conduct business diplomacy in the host countries is the business model canvas, with a focus on sustainability, development, and combining commercial interests with 3 Ps: planet, people, and profit. So, what is value chains? 5-Porter Force, Diamond Theory, and Business Model Canvas.
Value chain is the concept of business activities in the creation of products or service starting from the design process, production process, distribution to consumers, to aftermarket services. This concept emphasizes processes and activities that can add value to a service or a product. Activities in the context of converting raw materials into goods that have a selling value can be divided into two, namely the primary activities and the support activities. Primary activities include inbound logistics, operation, outbound logistics, marketing, and sales and service. Support activities include firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and procurement. The 5-Porter Forces is a method used to determine the strength of the industry based on the company external factors. This theory arises based on the view of the industrial organizations, which is a management view that the company is very concerned about external factors to gain competitive advantage. The diamond theory. Whereas the Porter diamonds, properly referred to as the Porter diamonds theory of national advantage, is a model that is designed to help understand the competitive advantage that nations or groups possess due certain factors available to them, and to explain how governments can act as catalysts to improve a country's positions in a globally competitive economic environment. Business Model Canvas, or BMC, is a tool for integrating MNCs in expanding and conducting business diplomacy in the host country. Is a visual representation of the business model, highlighting all the key strategic factors. In other words, is an overview, holistic, and a complete overview of how the company works, its customers, revenue stream, and more. Why does Hyundai have to expand? This is due to the location advantages. By opening a business in a developing country, the company will get cheap labor, light taxation rules, and other legal regulations that tend to be weak in ties. When Hyundai enters a country, it will have a double effect on each of the host country. The positive side that can be offered by MNC is that MNC are successful companies and have various competitive advantages. So they bring positive things based on what they bring on the host country, such as bringing technology, the products, they produce, financial capital, and advantage management technique, which are not owned by the host country. So, to find out Hyundai competitiveness in Indonesia, we'll analyze market and non-market actors using the value chains, 5-Porter Forces, diamond theory, and after researching market actors and non-market actors, we will submit a business model canvas proposal so that companies can have competitiveness, which competitive and shared value to the society.
Therefore, we will start with the result of our analysis, starting with the value chain, supporting activities, namely firm infrastructure. Hyundai, as an automotive company, optimizes its infrastructure management to optimize the value of the entire value chain, which can control the company's infrastructure activities. Hyundai also has many large infrastructure ranging from large factory to research and development facilities. Hyundai Motor Company has 12 manufacturing facilities in 10 countries, as well as vehicle assembly at local company-owned assembly plants in several countries. Currently, the company owns a 33.88% stake in Kia Corporation and also fully owns two brands, including its luxury car subsidiary, Genesis Motor, and its electric vehicle sub-brand, Ioniq. All three brands are part of the Hyundai Motor Group. By 2021, Hyundai has total assets of 233.9 trillion Korean won. Toyota itself maintains infrastructure globally. Toyota currently operates 67 manufacturing companies worldwide, as well as company-owned vehicle assembly and assembly plants in several countries. Toyota Motor Corporation manufactures vehicles under 5 brands: Daihatsu, Hino, Lexus, brands, and its namesake Toyota. The company also owns a 20% stake in Subaru Corporation, 5.1% stake in Mazda, 4.9% stake in Suzuki, 4.6% stake in Isuzu, 3.8% stake in Yamaha Motor Corporation. Total assets for the quarter ended in December 31, 2021 were $559.839 billion. The result is Hyundai is weaker than Toyota, because in terms of manufacturing facilities, Hyundai has fewer manufacturing facilities than Toyota. In addition, there are fewer other companies under Hyundai than Toyota. which also produced 5 other automotive brands under its company. Lastly, judging from the total assets themselves, Toyota is clearly superior to Hyundai with the Toyota total asset. Then, related to strategy, both Hyundai and Toyota use a mega national strategy whereby managers at headquarters create products for the world market, manufacture them on a global scale in several highly efficient factories, and market them through several major distribution channels. Both companies source car components from locations around the world, assemble them in a global factories, and then export the finished product worldwide by making modification to the product to suit local needs. One example for Hyundai is the Hyundai Creta product in 2022, which is made at Hyundai's factory in Indonesia and is specially made for Indonesia by adapting to local demands and distributed the car worldwide. For Toyota, the example is the Toyota Innova is made at the Toyota Motor Manufacturing Indonesia assembly plant in Karawang, West Java, which will then also be exported to other countries. Next, we will present the result of our analysis related to human capital. For Hyundai, at Hyundai Motor, policies, programs, practice, and approaches are various ways of contribution by strategic human resource management. Hyundai also has a human rights policy to protect workers working under its company. In addition, Hyundai also established the Human Resource Development Institute. Hyundai also provides research scholarship program, which is conducted by selecting and supporting more than 200 top talents in undergraduate, master, doctoral programs. Hyundai Motor employs as its head office, South Korea. In 2022, there are 71.5 thousand employees at Hyundai Motor Company, and worldwide there are 121.403, of which the majority of employees work in the manufacturing and maintenance sectors. For Toyota itself, Toyota in managing its human resource by providing fair assessment based on staff performance in accordance with the work position and remuneration structure, encouraging the greatest possible personal change, respecting the contradiction and aspiration of each employee, as well as assessing their achievement from various perspectives. Toyota is also designing training programs to develop global human resource across 3 axes, continuing to focus efforts on global selective training, aimed at developing global management staff and internal language programs. Total Toyota employees in 2021 is 366,283. Hyundai is superior to Toyota. The reason is, in improving its human resource, Hyundai does not only focus on its employee but also on other communities, especially students. In addition, the existence of human rights policy to protect workers who work under its company, they are not owned by Toyota, makes Hyundai superior in protecting its employees.
Toyota is a major vehicle brand known worldwide for its outstanding engineering and technology. Toyota has its own research center and partners with the institutions such as MIT, Stanford for faster innovation. Every year, Toyota invests large sums in R&D for innovation in AI and robotic. Robotic technology is also used to support the production of product, the integration of technology in production, distribution, marketing, and human resource activity requires Hyundai to realize the importance of technology development. Some examples are automation, software, technology enable customer service, product design research, and data analytics. Hyundai is now building factories with ICT, the production process, to make product smarter and more efficient. Robots are used to do jobs that human cannot do and increase efficiency.
For the result, both Hyundai and Toyota have the same advantage in the SIM and technology value chain. Hyundai and Toyota build maximum manufacturing and provide investment and branch expansion even to other countries.
For finance, administration, and also accounting of Hyundai Motor Company, the total annual sales in 2021 is 10,641 billion US dollars. The total asset of Hyundai Motor Company per year in 2021 is 181 billion US dollar, and the total liability of Hyundai Motor Company in 2021 is 123 billion US dollars, and for Toyota, for the total sales of Toyota in 2021 is 19,419 billion US dollars, and also Toyota total asset in 2021 is 472 billion US dollars, and for the Toyota liabilities in 2021 is the 287 billion dollars.
For the result, based on the data that we display, besides in 2021, the income generated by Toyota compared to Hyundai, this figure is certainly too far below. But in terms of sales problem that occur, both the Hyundai and Toyota have shown significant figures and tends to be large every quarter of the year.
Input. Inbound strategies for the Toyota involves the two separate activities. The first activities that transport parts of the nearby providers to the neighborhood plants. The second is worldwide inbound coordinate factors to ship part from Japan towards the North America and European plant. Toyota has a idealized just-in-time or JIT procedure for assembling that takes out the requirement from the endlessly stock administration, hence saving from the extension expenses. Hyundai's motor are related with the getting, putting away, the spreading, the contributions of the items. It can incorporate warehousing of the actual items, material dealing with, as well as designed to get and store client data for advanced media organization. Hyundai gives different coordinate factors benefit fundamentally to the automotive business in South Korea and globally. Their administrations included outbound and inbound coordinate factors involving delivery and airship cargo administrations, project freight, transportation.
The result, both have equal input in product input between Toyota and Hyundai. Hyundai has warehousing that has been in several countries and not even just a warehouse, but the automotive industry in several countries, including Indonesia. While Toyota itself holds the distribution of cars to various countries, Toyota itself also has just-in-time strategy that allows Toyota spare parts to cover countries related to their customers.
Toyota has around 70,000 merchants and 80,090 sellers beyond Japan. The organization utilizes normal transportation, railways, and truck the vehicles haulers to ship its vehicles from the gathering plants to the sellers. Toyota involves different dispersions methodologies in US, Europe, and Japan. Circulations of the vehicles in Japan is like vehicle dispersions in Europe, such as showroom, workplace, have a little stockpiling limit. Hyundai Motor itself has the world's biggest assembling plant in Ulsan. The organization's other primary products line areas are the China, India, Russia, Brazil, and Alabama, where these industrial facilities are not special case for other. Hyundai principal plants, which are the objective for the transportations, unrefined components for vehicles fabricated from the Hyundai providers in those plants. The unrefined component that can be gotten from the providers are made into Hyundai vehicles, which will later be advertised all through the world. Hyundai gives a sufficiency enormous extra room for the vehicles, everyone its branch workplace, and give units to unit related innovation improvement.
The result, Hyundai has advantage in terms of the manufacturing process and distribution of raw material. Hyundai itself has provided technology development where Hyundai distributes spare parts, which are the raw material to several countries. This makes Hyundai superior so that each country can make cars with its own uniqueness and with the characteristic of each country to get the appropriate appeal and appropriate expansions.
Toyota puts the vigorously and advertising and the advancements of the occasions like races and engineering shows. Toyota additionally sells and works in excess of the 1,000 nations all over the planet. Toyota has a creations framework with the idea of the nick of the time and Jidoka, which help in controlling expenses to be effective. HMC, or Hyundai Motor Company, just delivers the great item at a reasonable expense and has a trademark. Not to get the esteem to HMC needs to put the resource into the showcasing and deals exercises. Models in HMC showcasing and deals are deals, publishing limited time exercises, valuing contributions, and channel parts connection. HMC additionally fostering an IT-empowered environment and makes administrations accessible whenever, any place, continuously.
The result is Toyota has an advantage in product marketing compared to Hyundai, with Toyota being a sponsor for big events such as racing and motorcycle shows, and not forgetting to go to related car exhibition to market their newest product launch.
That's on the comparison result, we can see that Toyota is superior to Hyundai. Hyundai excels in aspects such as human capital and process, while weak in aspect of firm infrastructure, finance, and market sales and after sales. However, Hyundai and Toyota have some aspects where they are equal, such as R&D, SIM and technology and input. Hyundai must implement several strategies to compete with its competitor. The strategy carried out by Hyundai itself is useful for strategic positioning, which seeks to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage by maintaining what it is the hallmark of the company. Hyundai pursues a strategy of expanding globally and rapidly, employing FDI, establishing factories, R&D centers, and marketing subsidiaries, and etc. for location-specific advantage.
Next, we will present the result of analysis related to the 5 porter forces, bargaining power of buyer. Hyundai and Toyota have built solid reputations over the years by providing drivers with the quality vehicles at the affordable price. Hyundai cars SUV is covered 5 years, 60,000 miles for the basic bumper-to-bumper coverage, while a Toyota car or SUV is covered for 3 years per 36,000 miles. Corrections coverage for Hyundai and Toyota have is 7 years and 5 years, respectively, with unlimited mileage for the both brands.
Bargaining power of supplier. Overall, the bargaining power of Hyundai supplier is low. It is because the suppliers are required to follow the quality and sustainability criteria developed by Hyundai itself. Similarly to Toyota, apart from the large number of suppliers, their moderate size is also a reason that they cannot influence Toyota, and generally these suppliers are small and or moderate in size, and that reduce their ability to integrate forwards. Thus, the chance of any competition from supplier for Toyota are nil. All these factors give Toyota better control over the supplier. Bargaining power of customer. The bargaining power of the customer has increased a lot in the 21st century, which is due to several reasons. Whatever bargaining strength Toyota and Hyundai holds is because of technological and design innovation. For both, the overall bargaining power of customer is high. Hyundai is a leading automobile brand having a strong global footprint. A strong supply chain network is required for operating in the automobile industry business, similar to Hyundai. Likewise, Toyota, which is also an automotive company, also has a position where the company will not be swayed by new customers. So, if analysis, both Hyundai and Toyota both have the same strength and cannot be shaken.
For a brand like Hyundai, it is high as people and can choose public transportations or other cheaper mode of transportation, has also increased the threat of substitutes. Several automakers sell contemporary and elegant automobiles, ranging from the lower and small car sector to the luxury market. We can conclude that the threat of substitutes is moderate in this industry.
There are the large number of the brand competing for market share, and each other invest heavily in marketing as well as the research and the development. These factors have also led to the growth in the competitive rivalry between the vehicles brand. Moreover, the 21st century has brought the influx of new technologies. Brand image has also become an important factor in the consumer choice of the products, and it's why automotive brands are investing a lot in branding and marketing. Companies like Hyundai focus a lot of the product differentiation by innovations and technological investment. Not a lot of new firms are entering the market. This activity increased the competitive rivalry in the industry. The initial capital required to start the business is very high. Not a lot of firms are entering the market, but the industry is also growing at the fast pace pace due to the rising income of the people. But in this Hyundai is a highly competitive market and forces brands like Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Ford, etc. to name a few.
Next, we will present the result of our analysis related to the diamond theory. Indonesia is packed with minimal cost jobs, mechanically inclined human resources that meet needs and advertisement sets. Hyundai is often expanding around the world to take advantage of areas that tend to be comparatively inclined to provide comparable variables when entering a new business sector. Due to these situations, Hyundai delegates practical work, high innovation, and information work phase in Indonesia. Moreover, in 2022, lifestyle adjustment and lifestyle expansions are the main drivers of Hyundai general interest. In addition, the organization has something to suit every class of demand, especially consumers in Indonesia like MPV and SUV.
Hyundai's main focus is to expand geologically and take advantage of the company it creates in any case. The technique used is organizational technique, which has a different market presence so that a single or domain market or public monetary strategy or government mediation does not affect the agreement. Hyundai seeks advertising promotion by replacing big brands through strong forward thinking and market travel system. This from Hyundai to develop selective and exceptional bundles to support the interest and share of the industry as a whole.
Hyundai's starting point country has been home to a combination that relies heavily on building a supply chain that ensures inbound and outbound effectiveness. This car manufacturer is incorporated in the business. It also has flat ties to helping R&D and staying serious globally, so that Indonesia can become Hyundai's destination country, where Indonesia can become a supplier of materials in the manufacture of Hyundai.
Presidential Regulation number 55 of 2019 concerning the acceleration of the battery electric vehicle program or the route transportation released two regulation number 27 of 2020 concerning the specification, development roadmaps and provision. Then the regulation number 28 of 2020 concerning battery based electric motor vehicle in completely decomposed and incompletely decomposed condition. This can help Hyundai expansion into Indonesia.
With these conditions, we propose a BMC, started from the key stakeholder, technology developer, affiliates, manufacturers, and industry battery Indonesia. And the key activities of Hyundai, it started from the design, research, and development, manufacturing, and distribution, marketing, and corporate within Indonesian government to introduce electric vehicle. The key resources is manufacturing plants, distribution network, facilities, and technology. Hyundai value propositions contain profit is quality innovations, affordable prices, industry working environmentally, technology, and export oriented. The people is human rights management, create job opportunities also. The planet is eco-friendly, conducting life cycle assessments and design for recycling. And then we come to the customer relationship of Hyundai contains of campaign sponsors, brand awareness, customers trust, and recommendations. Hyundai channel contains of showrooms, online business, retailers, website, social networks. The Hyundai customer segment is on mass market, millennials, entrepreneurs, and conglomerates. The last one is Hyundai revenue stream and cost structures contains of commercial engines, auto part, charging stations, and also design, marketing, the technology incorporated vehicles, and also manufacturing plants.
Hyundai's competitive advantage and disadvantage are not much different from the Toyotas. Hyundai lost in the several aspects, however, in some aspects Hyundai is superior to Toyota. Hyundai is also lagging behind in several aspects such as a firm infrastructure, finance, MKT sales and after sale, and bargaining power of the supplier. However, that does not mean that Toyota is superior to Hyundai. It's because Hyundai has the competitive advantage that allows Hyundai to compete with Toyota in aspects such as a human capital, process, bargaining power of the buyer, and intensity of competitor value. So in the end, Hyundai can still compete with the Toyota and other automotive companies by improving the development, the axle aspect.
Indonesia was chosen because our competitiveness will increase. Indonesia has the resource Hyundai needs to build its product as well as government regulation that can be a backup for Hyundai in expanding. This solid market position allows Hyundai to gain prominence and further venture into business sector worldwide. Therefore, a solid market position provides a great advantage and helps with registering the development of higher offerings in local and global markets as there are many buyers. For Indonesia itself, with the expansion of Hyundai in Indonesia, it can open up more job opportunity for the people in Indonesia. The use of existing resource in Indonesia by Hyundai can make Indonesia have a good image related to the resource in Indonesia. So in terms of market endowment theory, Hyundai expansion in Indonesia is something interesting and can increase Hyundai competitiveness in the market.